America's national parks cover more than 85 million acres. Untamed landscapes, home to great species. The American black bear, the brown bear, and the polar bear. These fierce and robust beasts thrive in the parks, fighting to survive, raise their young, and claim their territories. The magnificent bears of America's national parks make the most of their remarkable homes. The place of blue smoke, as the Cherokee called it. Water vapor, exhaled by countless trees. A constant shroud over the Great Smoky Mountains. Beneath this cloak, scientists believe 100,000 species of plants and animals may thrive. A staggering diversity of life. Imagine seeing the park with fresh eyes. In every view, a rare glimpse into a hidden world. Just like this one. A black bear and her cubs. A typical litter of 3. For 5 months, she hasn't stirred. Even as their mother slumbered, the cubs nursed on a rich diet of super fatty milk. Over the winter, her own weight dropped up to 1/3. How she survived still stumps us. During hibernation, her heart rate fell to just 8 beats per minute, and somehow she turned much of her bodily waste into protein. In the coming months, she must fatten up on what the forest provides. The survival of the fragile cubs depends on their mother. Her survival depends on the Smokies. After weeks confined to a cubbyhole, the bear cubs make their debut in the park. Black bears are born climbers. With strong claws, even a bear cub negotiates the trunk like a power lineman. Their debut draws attention. Our mom must stay alert. Coyotes will prey on the cubs. So will bobcats. At night, the treetops offer refuge from predators that can't climb. In daylight, on the ground, the cubs are vulnerable, so mom won't let them wander. For the next 18 months, they'll shadow their mother, their instructor and protector, within a park that safeguards them from another enemy, man. Male cubs will grow up to be loners, like their long-gone father. Females will rear their own offspring. For now, 3 wide-eyed toddlers enter a world made for them, if they learn to make the most of it. Lesson 1 is survival. Mom alone must teach them. And what better way to explore these enchanted forests than through young bears' eyes? As the Smokies blossom into a vast salad bar, Mom will find enough to live on, if not grow on. But nearly 2,000 miles away, winter is in slow retreat in Yellowstone's own Grand Canyon. Warmer temperatures unleash the frozen lower falls, twice the height of Niagara. And someone else is being unleashed too. Just out of hibernation, a young bear can't resist the aroma of fresh carrion. A second grizzly has beaten him to it, the carcass of a bison that didn't make it through winter. After spending more than 4 months in their dens, they are eager to find some food. Bears lose up to a third of their body weight during hibernation, and they're ravenous. Something's gotta give. Grizzlies would rather intimidate than fight. There's too much risk of injury in bear-on-bear violence. Standing up to your full height is meant to impress. Whoops. The owner of the carcass decides to show him how it's done. But when rituals fail, violence is inevitable. Hungry bears are violent bears. The pair is closely matched and equally desperate for a post-hibernation feast. A fight like this is a rare sight in Yellowstone. With a final slap, the newcomer tells his rival to shove off and claims his grizzly prize. Spring finally arrives in the parks in earnest. Far to the west, Yosemite sprawls across 1,000 square miles of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. These massive granite formations were born in the molten depths of the earth, cooling slowly to become bulletproof stone. Shoved upward by immense geological forces, the rock was then sculpted and scoured by glaciers, often polished to perfection. The resulting landscape and skyline are almost surreal. From a nearby slope, a tentative nose emerges, followed by its owner, one very groggy black bear. She hasn't seen the light of day in months, and she's asleep on her feet. There's never a coffee shop around when you need one. And she's not alone. In fact, she's got twins, though not identical. Across the parks and America, black bears actually come in a whole palette of colors, from brunette to ginger to blonde. Mom looks like she could have used the snooze button. Her young clearly have cabin fever. Now they can wrestle in the sun, surrounded by new sights, smells, and endless possibilities. Mom, famished, kickstarts her dormant guts with anything remotely edible. Never having seen a tree, the cubs scrabble up, born to climb, just like their eastern cousins. And back on the ground, there's comfort waiting, and milk is as intoxicating as anything in this bright, brave new world. Though it's spring in the Smokies, not all fancies turn to thoughts of mating. Our mom mates only when she no longer has cubs, or every 2 years. The vulnerable cubs now weigh barely 6 pounds. For more than half of their first year, their main source of nourishment is milk, with a fat content 5 times higher than a cow's. When the park was created in 1934, only 100 black bears survived here. Today, 15 times as many. More black bears per square mile than anywhere in the country. Back in Yellowstone, a grizzly mother and 3 big cubs. Raising triplets is quite the accomplishment. Even among grizzlies, who are notoriously good mothers, she's remarkable. There are just over 700 grizzlies in Yellowstone. With so many mouths to feed, she has little choice but to take on this pack of wolves for a bite of carrion. Just when it looks like there's enough to go around, someone else is on the scent. A lone male. This is bad news. Male grizzlies sometimes kill cubs. Time for him to back off. A male bear, a youngster, is no match for a riled-up mama bear. These wolves are content to wait, watch, and amuse themselves until the bears have had their fill. The Smoky bear cubs dine well too, still growing on their diet of mother's milk. The cubs can't handle adult fare yet, but they're starting to acquire a taste for it. Fruit, a staple of mom's diet, has yet to ripen, but the ample supply of young leaves sustains her. Her daily foraging takes her across some of the 2,000+ miles of streams that crisscross the park. How does a toddler fare when it plunges into the deep end? Turns out, black bears are good swimmers at any age. With a greater variety of these amphibians than any place else, Great Smoky Mountains National Park is the salamander capital of the world. A superlative appreciated by our bear mom. Like all black bears, she's an omnivore. The trick about salamanders is finding them. With their flat builds, they easily squeeze under rocks. Another lesson for the youngsters: some species of salamander are highly toxic. Food poisoning for mom could be fatal to the whole family. Somehow, bears know which ones to avoid. In Yosemite, this bobcat family is the picture of feline contentment until something catches their attention. An adolescent black bear has suddenly arrived who doesn't know quite what to make of the cats. The bobcat mother doesn't even give the bear a second thought. Cats and bears pretty much ignore one another. She gives her son a bath. The skinny young bear decides to look for something more edible. He too turns to the local watering hole. The Merced River is full of good things to eat. And here's a dead trout, the pride and joy of the signal crayfish. The bear smells the ripening fish immediately. The crayfish tugs possessively at his prize. But it's hardly a fair fight. Late June in the gates of the Arctic, and this grizzly mother is out of hibernation. New cubs in tow, and she hasn't eaten since last fall. But it's virtually useless trying to chase down Dahl's sheep on these slopes. The cubs were born during her deep sleep, in the dead of winter. She'll eat anything now. When hunting is scarce, she digs for grasses, roots, fungi, and even insects and grubs to supplement her diet and keep her milk flowing. But soon, she'll have to feed. Each July, at the far less remote Katmai National Park, brown bears gather to take full advantage of the salmon run. The wild superstars of the North, engaged in the cleverest, laziest, funniest fishing ever. More than 25 of the normally cantankerous giants share a single spot along the falls to get at the leaping sockeye, desperate to get upstream to spawn. An experienced bear can snap up 30 a day with a minimal investment of energy. But bears and fish are not the only ones making this pilgrimage. This is more of a showcase than a pristine wilderness. It is a clever compromise, one that seems to make both bears and people very happy, if not the fish. All across the national parks, summer is in full force. The climate is almost tropical now. With the change of seasons, another orgy is about to begin. In Great Smoky Mountains National Park, our bear family is in hog heaven. Summer is when bears pig out. And in summer, humidity plus elevation equals precipitation. The Smokies average up to 85 inches of rain a year, more than almost anywhere in the U.S., and as much as a tropical rainforest. Rain or shine, our bears are in their element, especially on a black cherry tree groaning with fruit. The cubs have stopped nursing. From the baby food of insect larvae, they've graduated to the solid food of fruit, fruit, and more fruit. Dining here is tricky. Once you pick the main branches clean, how do you get to the thin branches farther out without breaking your neck? Like the cubs, watch and learn. Now she can enjoy the fruits of her labor from the safety of her perch, brandished as easily as a lollipop. Fruit is more than a treat, it's a lifesaver. Like the proverbial ant that labors all summer, they're constantly building reserves of fat, vital for surviving next winter and vital for breeding. A well-fed bear has better chances to give birth. Down in the Yosemite Valley, black bears are also on patrol. They usually avoid one another except during the mating season. But here comes a hungry youngster. This black bear is actually blonde and rather shabby. He's on the lookout for a nice, dead, rotting tree. Because under the bark hides some of his favorite things. Lovely, yummy ants. Even better, eggs and grubs. These are little bags of protein, just what a growing bear needs. But it's a meal that fights back. Ants bite and spray nasty formic acid that burns sensitive noses. Finally, the swarm gets the better of the bear. In the Smokies, our bear family waits out the incessant rain. Miserable? Not a chance. A thick, coarse layer of outer fur repels rain, while soft, dense underfur keeps her snug and warm. From nowhere, an intruder appears, a teenager newly separated from its own mom. Black bears are loners, except young families, of course. They tend to forage alone, but just like in Yosemite, they'll tolerate other bears with enough food to go around. So is there enough food to go around? Guess not. Time for our family to move on anyway. They've gorged on the first crop of cherries. But they'll remember this lunch spot and return in a week or two for the next ripe batch. In August, the Noatak River in the gates of the Arctic welcomes its prodigal sons and daughters back from 1,000-mile trips. The chum salmon have come home again to spawn, and the bears aren't far behind. Our grizzly family is back, and they have a third cub with them. Grizzlies have been known to adopt orphans. The cubs are big and sleek. Someone is already out there fishing. Time to set some ground rules. Mom will need some elbow room to hunt and teach her kids the delicate art of salmon fishing. The other bear knows determination when he sees it. Mother bear demonstrates her fishing technique, born of long experience. The high-angle survey and the snorkel. Some students are keener than others. And now the chase. And voila! Lots but no bagels. A breakfast for 4. But here comes appetite number 5. A big male. As some have already learned, it's not wise to get too close to a mother bear during the salmon run. The newly arrived male gives the family a wide berth, for the moment. While she resumes her hunt, he pretends not to be all that interested. Again, she strikes gold, and he's still being casual. She's had enough. She rushes him, but then they seem to reach a moaning accord of some sort. Maybe he's her grown cub from previous years. She leads her family away and leaves behind a big fish. A gift? A distraction? Who knows? Further down the bank, she takes another peek underwater. Plenty of fish here. The biggest of the cubs decides it can't be that hard. Must remember not to breathe water. The little bear is determined. His siblings, not so much. Nailed it, and it's a whopper. But he's too greedy to take it all the way to the bank. A miscalculation, and we all know about the one that got away. He won't be making that mistake again soon. Hanging with mom, fishing and napping. This is bear heaven. Our bear family in the Smokies returns to its lunchtime hangout for another helping of black cherries. Like any self-respecting mammal, it enjoys nothing better after a midday feast than a siesta. In the Smokies, the black bear enjoys safety from its worst enemy, bad PR. Black bears are curious yet shy, intelligent yet skittish. The fierce black bear of myth, nearly legend. Only one person is ever recorded to have been killed by a black bear defending her cubs in the Great Smoky Mountains. In the gates of the Arctic, the chum salmon are still spawning. They have to be quick about it, because the run is no secret. Grizzly bears are now in what's called hyperphagia, desperately overfeeding to fatten up for the coming winter. The bears usually steer clear of each other, maintaining around 20 square miles of elbow room. But now, they're in each other's faces. Here, the salmon don't leap into a bear's mouth like in Katmai, so they have to work at it. As our grizzly mom showed, the most skilled bears can catch fish after fish, but this guy's just learning. And he's got competition. A female. She's an old hand at salmon fishing. Her technique is impeccable. A combination of aerial survey. She's almost 6 feet tall standing up. Then a good snorkel underwater. She's pregnant and needs those calories badly. Now the pursuit. The pounce. And the prize. That's a 12-pounder, and she catches more before the day is over. But time is short. Above the Arctic Circle, summer is fleeting. Instantly, the valleys are aflame with the colors of fall. Red flags reminding all living things that there is urgent business to attend to, because the snows could be days away. And it's a bittersweet time in Yellowstone. Our 3 grizzly cubs have been driven off by their once attentive mother so she can mate again. She did her job well, though. They're fat and strong. The lake provides relief from the heat and adds some much-needed greens to their diets. They fill up on tasty aquatic plants. Water fights are good fun and gentle practice for settling scores later on. The triplets will soon go their separate ways to face their first winter alone. In the long twilight of late autumn, outside the gates of the Arctic, along Alaska's northern coast, polar bears kill time because they can't kill prey until the ice freezes. These endangered giants are trapped by warming oceans. Each year, it seems their ice road to the fat seals they crave forms later and later. But the backup at the shore can cause trouble. Mothers with small cubs need to be especially wary. Male bears sometimes kill and eat cubs. And this hungry young male is too close for comfort. And here comes another voracious giant. When males are fasting, tempers flare. Conflict is coming. The male polar bears trapped at the coast are facing off. Mother wisely escorts her cubs away. Usually, males just play fight while waiting for the ice that will take them to the seals and end their season of fasting. But the ice is coming later and later each year. Mom has also gone for months without food, living off the fat she accumulated during the spring bounty of seal pups on the ice. But still, she's patient with her youngsters. Her milk is incredibly rich, nearly a third fat, about 8 times as much as human milk. She'll let them nurse for up to 2 years. For now, all they can do is wait for the ice. Autumn in the Smokies also yields a bumper crop of nuts. Our bear mom trades summer carbs for autumn fats. Her last chance to pack on pounds for the winter. Through sheer jaw power, she can crack nuts as hard as hickories. On a diet of acorns, she may gain up to 5 pounds a day, roaming from grove to grove in what park biologists call the fall shuffle. Her cubs have stopped nursing, so she holds on to even more of her weight. Any day now, the whole family will retire to a cozy den for their long winter's nap. In the gates of the Arctic, the sun starts to hug the horizon. The long twilight is not far off. Ice crystals in the air give birth to sundogs, stunning halos visible to either side. The last thing to freeze will be the Arctic Sea north of the park, but it too is late again. The polar bears can only wait. The backup at the coast brings a chance for these normally solitary beasts to socialize and to rest. They're professionals when it comes to conserving energy. Only the young males have energy to spare, and they engage in some good-natured sparring. Come spring, they may badly hurt each other over a female, but this is all in good fun. Some young males are lazier than others. This guy is still nursing, even though he's bigger than his mother is. He's over 2.5 years old now, the age when polar bear mothers start cutting the apron strings. But he's not taking the hint. Even when it's more than just a hint, soon she will have no patience for her big baby. It's for his own good. Finally, the sea is freezing over. Alaska's most northern gate to the Arctic has opened. It is time he inherited his kingdom, the kingdom of the ice.